We can find the coordinates of a point of intersection by finding out the solutions to the simultaneous equations. So if we solve these two simultaneous equations, we will find where these two graphs intersect, where they cross over each other, where they're both in the same place at the same time. So to solve these equations, the easiest way would be just to make them equal to each other. So they're both in the form y equals. So if y equals x minus 5, and at the same time y equals 5x plus 1, x minus 5 must be equal to 5x plus 1. Take away x from both sides. So negative 5 is 4x plus 1. Take away 1 from both sides. Negative 6 equals 4x. And divide both sides by 4. So x is negative 6 over 4, or minus 3 over 2, minus 1.5. We can then find out what y is by substituting the x back in. So y is x minus 5. So it's going to be minus 3 over 2 minus another 5. So minus 1.5 minus another 5 is minus 6.5, or minus 13 over 2. So the two graphs intersect at the point negative 3 over 2, negative 13 over 2. One of these for you to try. So pause the video and give it a go. So we're going to find the coordinates of the points of intersection. If we solve the simultaneous equations, we will find the point of intersection. So 2x plus 3 equals 4x minus 9. Take away 2x from both sides and plus 9 to both sides. And divide both sides by 2. X is 6. And when x is 6, y is 2 6s, 12, plus 3, 15. So they should be intersecting at the point 6, 15. Find the coordinates of the points of intersection. This time we've got a quadratic and a linear. So there could be 2 points of intersection. So we've got a quadratic graph. And a straight line. So they could intersect at 2 different places. So let's, again, they're both in the form y equals. So we can just make them equal to each other. So x squared plus 4x minus 5 equals 9x plus 1. So take away 9x from both sides. And take away 1 from both sides. So we've got x squared minus 5x minus 6 equals 0. We could use the calculator now, but this will factorize. So we'll have x and x. What multiplies to make a negative 6 and adds to make a negative 5 is going to be 6 and 1. Negative 6 plus 1. So x is 6 or negative 1. When x is 6, y is 9 6s, so 54 plus 1, 55. And 9 negative 1s plus 1 will be negative 8. So the graphs intersect at 2 points, 6, 55, and negative 1, negative 8. One for you to try, so give this one a go. So again, the points of intersection can be found by solving the simultaneous equations. So let's make them equal to each other. Take away 2x from both sides. And take away 5 from both sides. And again, this one factorizes. It's 5 and 4. So plus 4 minus 5. So x is equal to negative 4 or positive 5. When x is negative 4, two negative 4s are negative 8, plus 5, negative 3. And when x is 5, two 5s and a 5 is 3 5s, 15. So it's negative 4, negative 3, and 5, 15. So when we have a quadratic and a linear, quadratic graph and a linear graph, we could have 2 points of intersection. The line could go through it twice. It could be a tangent, which means it's got just 1 point, it just touches the curve, just 1 point of intersection, or there could be no intersections at all. This question says, given that y equals x squared plus 4x plus k, and y equals 3x minus 5 do not intersect, find the possible values of k. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try and solve them. And we're going to get a quadratic. And then we can use the discriminant because we know it's going to have no solutions. So we're finding intersections. Let's make them equal to each other. So they're going to intersect where x squared plus 4x plus k is equal to 3x minus 5. Then let's take away 3x from both sides and add 5 to both sides. And we can't do anything more because we've got a k in there. But we know this has got no solutions. And if it's got no solutions, the discriminant must be negative. It must be less than 0. So b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. A is 1, b is 1, and c is k plus 5. So we've got 1 squared minus 4 times 1 times k plus 5 must be negative, less than 0. So that's 1. And expanding this bracket, so this is 4 times 1 is 4. So it's negative 4 times k minus 4k. Negative 4 times positive 5, negative 20. So we've got, if I plus the 4k to both sides, 1 minus 20 is negative 19. Divide both sides by 4. So k would have to be bigger than negative 19 over 4. So in order for it to have no solutions, k must be bigger than negative 19 over 4. Here's one for you to try. So pause the video and give it a go. So given that y equals x squared minus 2x plus k and y equals 2x minus 1 intersect twice, find the possible values of k. So they intersect twice. That means the solution to the simultaneous equations, there'll be 2 solutions. It will have 2 solutions because it intersects twice. So let's find out where they intersect. They intersect where x squared minus 2x plus k is equal to 2x minus 1. Take away 2x from both sides and plus 1 to both sides. So it's got 2 solutions. So for this equation, b squared minus 4ac is positive, bigger than 0. So b is negative 4. So it's negative 4 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, k plus 1 is bigger than 0. So we've got 16 minus 4k minus 4 is bigger than 0, plus the 4k to both sides, and divide both sides by 4. So k has to be less than 3. In order for this to have 2 solutions, k has to be less than 3. And another question. So given that y equals 3x minus 5 is a tangent to the circle x squared plus y squared equals k, find the value of k. So if it's a tangent, so we've got a circle and we've got a tangent to it, it only touches at one point. So the solution to these simultaneous equations has one solution. So these simultaneous equations have one solution. So we've got y equals 3x minus 5. We can substitute that in for y. So we've got x squared plus 3x minus 5 squared equals k. So expanding and simplifying, we've got 9x squared minus 15x minus 15x plus 25 equals k. So that's 10x squareds minus 30x's plus, take k away from both sides, 25 minus k. So we've got one solution this time. So b squared minus 4ac must be equal to 0. So we've got negative 30 squared minus 4 times 10 times 25 minus k equals 0. So negative 30 squared is going to be 900. And then we've got 40 times 25. That's going to be negative. So 4 times 10 times 25. So 4 25s are 100 times 10 is 1,000. And we've got 40 on negative times a negative is positive. 40 times k is 40k. So we've got minus 100 plus 40k is 0. Let's divide through by 20. So 2k is 5. So k has to be 2.5, 5 over 2. Okay, one for you to try. So give that a go. So again, we've got a tangent to the circle. That means the simultaneous equations have got just one solution. So the line's in the form y equals, so we can just substitute it in to the circle. So y squared is going to be 5 minus 2x times 5 minus 2x squared times itself. And let's just expand and simplify. We've got 25 minus 10x plus 4x squared equals k. Collect the like terms. So we've got 5x squareds minus 20x's, and then take away k from both sides. So now we've got a is 5, b is negative 20, c is 25 minus k, and b squared minus 4ac must be equal to 0. So negative 20 squared minus 4 times 5 times 25 minus k equals 0. So 20 squared is going to be 400. 4 times 5 is 20. So we've got negative 20 times 25, which is negative 500. And negative 20 times negative k is plus 20k. So minus 100 plus 20k equals 0. So we could plus 100 to both sides, divide by 20, k must be 5.